What's up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my TNA Destination X 2014 review. And before I get started with the review, let me just say, I wish TNA would have done this, I don't know, 4 years ago. I mean, this felt different. This is what I talk about of being an alternative to the corporate crap that sometimes we will get from the WWE. This felt like a different show. But even though Destination X, I felt in-ring wise, was a great show, I looked at this show and I said, what could have been for TNA? What could have been? They wouldn't be in the predicament they are in now if they would have done shows more like this, more often or not. And even though I liked a lot of Destination X, there's no denying it. There is some problems with this show. I understand a lot of you wrestling fans who look at the in-ring action. By far, yes, in-ring wise, great fucking show. Great fucking show just looking at the in-ring. But for me as a reviewer, and understand as a reviewer, someone who is unbiased towards any situation, someone who is not just a WWE sheep, I have proven that in the past. You know, everyone who thinks I just love WWE and all they do, no, I have ripped on WWE. Just like I can rip on TNA. And you know what? If you want an overly super positive Destination X review, I'm sorry. You are not going to get the super duper, this was an amazing, great show, 10 out of 10 from Chase Oliver. You're not going to get that. And if that disappoints some of you guys, I apologize. I did think this was a good show, but there was some problems to it. So let's get started with my Destination X 2014 review. Nothing screams Destination X than Dixie Carter, right? Because this is how we want to kick off this big special event with fucking Dixie Carter and the Carter family. Who gives a shit? I don't care that fucking Ezekiel Jackson's name is now Ryclonus, Ryback, whatever. Who cares? Gene Snitsky, he didn't look like he wanted to be there. Swear, Zeke and Gene Snitsky, they were out there standing there like bums. They were just saying, we're stealing money from this company, so we don't give a shit. I like Ethan Carter's part of the promo, but really, who cares? Who cares? This is not how you kick off Destination X. Kick off Destination X with an X Division match. Kick it off with that. Not with these bozos cutting a boring-ass promo. I just really didn't care. What's the point? TNA versus ECW? What is that going to do to help the fucking company? What is that going to do to help the fucking company? Tag matches like the Hardys versus the Wolves helps the fucking company. The Hardys versus the Wolves was a great tag team match, a great opening contest to start off TNA. TNA, why didn't you start with this? Why didn't you start with this shit? Holy crap, this show would have started off with such a high up tempo. This match was great. I had fun watching it. I like the use of quick tags. That has not been used in tag team wrestling in a long ass time. And seeing the quick tags and seeing the quick little double teams, I liked that shit. You know, sometimes I felt like it got a little bit too spotty. Sometimes I wasn't a fan of the little false finishes. But you know what? I said, screw it. This was actually a fun match to watch. I had fun watching this match, and I thought it was fucking great. But my only problem with this is, like, yes, the Wolves got a huge win over the Hardy Boyz. But I said to myself, what's next for the Wolves? It's not like TNA's tag team division is ultimately deep. It's not like there's a bunch of tag teams waiting in line to get their hands on the American Wolves. There isn't. That's my only problem with this. Just that, you know, I sit there and I say, what's next for the Wolves? Overall, though, I felt the right team won. This was a great tag team match. Definitely a match you guys should check out. Of course, Matt Hardy ate the pinfall here. Jeff Hardy's a part of the Dixie Club. And Dixie Club's rules state you cannot lose a match clean on TV. So Matt Hardy had to take the pinfall here. But this was a great match. Definitely one you guys should check out from Destination X 2014. You know, watching this triple threat match between Low-Key, Manik, and DJ Z, it kind of was a little bit depressing because you knew Low-Key was going to win. They gave him this huge video package, how he had unfinished business in TNA, which I liked. But I was watching this and I said, boy, look at Zema Ion. What happened to this guy? This guy you thought TNA was going to do big things with. I mean, he was going to maybe have a money feud with Jesse Sorensen. Of course, Jesse Sorensen got released from the company, and, you know, now he's trying to do a bodybuilding career. He's no longer in professional wrestling. And DJ Zio, you know, really, to be honest, he went from Zema Ion, someone that you thought the company was very high on. I mean, they gave that guy, like, what, 2 or 3 X Division title runs. And now he's some dude wearing headbands, making with a colorful mohawk. Really? This is what we're doing with the talent like Zema Ion? And then you look at fucking Manik, Remember last year? This dude was like the huge story. You know, he was replacing, he was playing Suicide. Austin Aries stole his costume. He went through the tournament. He won the X Division title. You thought Manik could have been a guy that would be in the situation of maybe cashing in option C, but he isn't. He really isn't, and it's just sad. And, you know, yes, Low-Ki came back, and yes, this match was fucking great. I thought it was the best triple threat of the night. But when it comes down to it, how come they have to go back to the Low-Ki well? How come Low-Ki needs to win this match? You know, us wrestling fans, we go onto the WWE, we rip on them anytime they bring someone back and they win shit right away. Why is it okay for TNA to do it Low-Ki? What, just because everyone likes Low-Ki as a professional wrestler? They respect him as a wrestler? They think it's okay for Low-Ki to just come back and get a huge opportunity like that? Is Low-Ki going to be with the company long term? How long is Low-Ki going to be with the company to? Because if Loki's here only until Bound for Glory, that's not long term. If Loki's here, and let's say TNA, you know, they stay alive for a while, you know, it's down the road, you know, 2 years, I've been seeing Loki consistently on my TV. Okay, I'm fine with this. But here's the problem. Manik and DJ Z are two guys, week in and week out, pretty much are guys that you rely on to bring entertainment, and you pretty much throw them underneath the rug for Loki. Just doesn't make any sense to me. If we're allowed to complain about WWE bringing back guys and giving them big opportunities, you know what? I can complain about TNA doing the same shit with Low-Ki, especially with guys like Manik and freaking DJ Z, who work their asses off way more dates for TNA than Low-Ki does. In all honesty, I thought this was the best triple threat of the night. Definitely a good match. I just don't really agree that much of giving Low-Ki to win here, and that's just my personal opinion. Don't get me wrong, I love Low-Ki. As a huge TNA fan, he definitely did good stuff for the X Division, especially as Senshi. That was some of his best work, but why throw Manik and DJ Z, two of your younger guys, underneath the rug? That's just my question. I love James Storm's explanation for why Sanada turned heel. I felt it worked perfectly. It is what I envisioned of what James Storm would be doing, working with Sanada. So keep that up, TNA. Keep doing the good work with what you're going to do with James Storm and Sanada. Now, Sanada versus Brian Cage versus Crazy Steve. Okay, triple threat. I wouldn't say it's the worst triple threat of the night, but this was an okay triple threat. I thought they did a good job with this triple threat match right here. The right guy won in Sanada, former X Division champion. You're just turning him heel. So I was fine with Sanada winning this match. This was the right decision, in my personal opinion. And I hope we keep moving on forward to great stuff with Sanada and James Storm, because this is how I envisioned this team to work. James Storm being the guy to, you know, kind of be the mouthpiece for Sanada, saying that he's the teacher, he's the legend for Sanada. So I felt this was great stuff. This wasn't the best triple threat, but I felt this was the well-booked and well-character-developed triple threat out of the three for sure. Now, before I continue this Destination X 2014 review, let's just get rid of all the crap that TNA is hyping up for next week's Impact. Okay, let's get started right now. Team Bully Ray versus Team Carter in a hardcore war. Whoopee! Bram versus Abyss feud. Who cares? The beautiful people have a special announcement for us next week. Oh boy, so exciting. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue with the Destination X 2014 review. Now, the third triple threat of the night, which features Samoa Joe, Tigre Uno, and Notorious 187 Homicide, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Yes, Homicide's one of my favorites. I've always enjoyed this guy. And, you know, this triple threat was really sloppy. I can see why they put Tigre Uno in this match, because TNA is like, look, Tigre Uno, you may have to do a lot of the work in this match, because Tigre Uno was doing all the fucking high spots. You knew Homicide and Joe would get gassed easily, and you knew it was bad when Samoa Joe, after doing that Enziguri spot, you have the camera focus on Homicide, and Homicide's like, hey man, let's take a little time out. Why would you do that, TNA? Why would you zoom in on Homicide and have Homicide make a call where he's like, hey, let's make a timeout? Do you know how dumb that is? Oh, God. Tigre Uno was pretty much doing a lot of high spots. Don't get me wrong. Samoa Joe and Homicide did their thing. They did a little bit of their spots, but really Tigre Uno pretty much carried most of this match. This match I felt was a little bit sloppy, though. Not my favorite triple threat match. It definitely wasn't the worst. I felt the second triple threat match was the worst, but this was definitely the sloppiest, but it had some good action to make it just okay for sure, in my personal opinion. So Samoa Joe wins, and as for Joe being back in the X Division, you know, Joe has been broken down so much that him being in the X Division again, I don't know if that excites me or pisses me off even more. Like, here's a guy that, you know, a lot of us really like, A lot of us feel like he should be TNA World Champion, and now he's back in the fucking X Division? What the fuck is that all about, man? I feel Samoa Joe should not be wasting his time in the X Division. This guy's been broken down long enough. Give this guy a shot. Give this guy a chance to, become world champion again. Why is he going for the X Division? I don't know if it excites me or pisses me off, like I said earlier. Whatever. At least next week we have an exciting triple threat match, which I think could be a good triple threat match with Samoa Joe, Low-Ki, and Sanada for the X Division Championship. So that looks really interesting. But once again, I don't know how to really feel about Samoa Joe being back in the X Division. The Destroyer Lashley versus Austin Aries was the main event for the evening for Destination X, and I was really, really hyped up for this. I was like, yes, I cannot wait for this match. I like the backstage segment with Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode kind of admitting and making Austin Aries feel legit, where he said, you know what, it wasn't a fluke. You beat me because you were the better man 2 years ago at Destination X, and I can't wait to face you again and in a great competitive match, and, tying in with the MVP and Bobby Roode storyline. I really, really like that. So, in all honesty, I felt TNA did a great job hyping me up for this match throughout the night. I love the video packages. The video packages were just super good for this. And the match itself, I felt it told a really good story. I felt it made Lashley look like a beast. It made Austin Aries into a strong competitor to Bobby Lashley, or the Destroyer Lashley, I should say. I felt TNA did really good business with this match, and I enjoyed this World Heavyweight title match. This was easily, for me personally, the match of the night. This was no doubt, without question, the match of the night. I was just on the edge of my seat watching it. I felt, like I said, it told a great story. I bet you a lot of you guys want my thoughts about TNA spoiling #ItHappens. Well, guess what? Here's a spoiler for you guys. Next week's Impact review, I will rant about how stupid #ItHappens was. I will. I'm going to rant about it. I am going to rave about it. And if you don't like it, tough cookies, you don't have to watch next week's review. So if you want all my thoughts on #ItHappens, check out my next week's review. That's all I really got to say about that. Also, It Happens, this #ItHappens crap, is one of the reasons why TNA might be canceled by Spike TV. Those rumors out there that TNA might be canceled. And if you guys want my thoughts on that whole situation, description box down below to the video on that. But anyways, I felt Destination X was a good show. I felt they could have changed up some of the winners here. I felt a lot of the matches really delivered well, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of you guys that love just in-ring wrestling, you're going to say this is a great show. But for me as a reviewer who looks at storyline development, character development, and in-ring, it was just a good show. It definitely delivered. Like I said, the main event was great, and the opening match was great. Some of the triple threats could have been better, could have had different winners. I don't know how to feel about Samoa Joe being back in the X Division. Should I be insulted and pissed off, or should I be excited that this is something fresh and something different for Samoa Joe's character? Like I said, I don't know really how to feel about it. I felt they did money with James Storm and Sanada tonight. And like you guys heard about me not caring that Low-Ki won his triple threat match. But overall, what did you guys think about Destination X? Did you like this show? Did you not like this show? I really would like to know. Comment down below with your whole thoughts on Destination X 2014 and anything I had to say in this video. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big old thumbs up. Make sure you guys check out my website, chillinwithchase.com, where I post all my videos on there. And make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ChaseOver68. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace.